کبوترم هوایی شدم ببین عجب گدایی شدم دعای مادرم بوده که منم امام رضایی شدم.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear respected brothers and sisters, and welcome to another episode of Manners of Satisfaction, where we're looking at the qualities of Imam Ridha alayhi salam and trying to learn from some of his etiquettes and manners and morals, inshallah. In the first episode, we discussed a beautiful narration by one of his companions, Ibrahim ibn al-Abbas, who narrated some of the Imam's qualities. We looked briefly at two of them, which were that he would never turn away from anyone while they were talking to him, and he would always greet people with a smile and kindness. And the second, he would never interrupt anyone that was talking to him. The Imam alayhi salam had naturally many great qualities, being an infallible and a guide to the people. So Ibrahim ibn al-Abbas carries on with the narration saying, the Imam never refused to do someone a favor if he was able to do so. A short story comes to my mind regarding this when a man completed a ziyarat trip and came to the holy town where the Imam was staying and greeted the Imam with the following. Assalamu alaikum ya ibn Rasulullah, I've just been on a very long trip and unfortunately I have run out of money and I am unable to get back to where I live. This man was a wealthy man, a man of high stature in his own town, and the Imam alayhi salam said to him, well, how much do you need to get back to your hometown? He said, Ya ibn Rasulullah, I don't know, I'm with a caravan, I don't want to put a figure on it and bring you shame if you cannot give to me, or ask you too much if I'm not worthy. So the Imam alayhi salam says, okay, I will give you what I can. The Imam gets up, goes into a different room, brings out a bag of money and comes back to the door of where the man is sitting in the room. He opens the door slightly. He puts his hand through the door with the bag of money and calls the man to the door. The man comes to the door and the Imam says to him, take this money and carry on with your trip, and inshallah you have a safe journey and you get back to your hometown. The man takes the money and goes. So the Imam's companions, having seen this very strange event take place of the Imam not looking the man in the eye and giving him the money through the slit in the door, they naturally asked the Imam, Ya ibn Rasulullah, why did you behave in this manner with the man? Why didn't you greet him and look him in the eye and give him the money? So the Imam alayhi salam replies, I wanted to give him the money in a way that his eyes wouldn't lock on to my eyes, and that he wouldn't be humbled or feel ashamed of taking money from me, being a man from a wealthy background. Now in this day and age, for example, we might lend our friends money, or we might even borrow money from our friends. For example, if I borrow £5 from someone, I might say to them, I will pay you back this coming Tuesday. Not only do I not pay them on the Tuesday, I don't pay them the Tuesday of the following week, the Tuesday of the following month, the Tuesday of the following year. It gets to a point whereby I think, okay, maybe just because I haven't paid them for so long, they've forgotten. Whereas they're probably cursing me and talking behind my back and saying, I lent this guy this much money, etc., etc., etc. This is how we behave in this day and age. Others, might lend someone money, but to come and lend them that money, they'll say, here's, I'm giving you this much and this is from this account. And they put so much emphasis into the fact that they're giving a brother or a sister money that it removes the good deed from that aspect. Whereas this is how the Imam teaches us to, if we are going to lend money, if we are going to do someone a favor that we are able to do, this is how we should behave with them. Another example of the Imam's beautiful etiquettes and manners. Another example from the narration from Ibrahim ibn al-Abbas is that the Imam would never stretch out a leg in front of an audience. Nowadays we might go to the mosque, for example, we're sitting and listening to a lecture, we might get tired sitting on the floor, we stretch our legs out, forgetting that we're in a place of worship. For example, we're in the presence of our parents, forgetting the rights of our parents upon our necks due to respect and etiquettes that we have to uphold. Amongst them, we stretch our legs out, unfortunately. We're sitting with friends or someone elderly, even younger than us, is talking to us, and we stretch our legs. This is something that the Imam would never do, lest in front of attendants or servants or his guests or even his enemies, he would sit with the utmost respect and listen to them and hear them out. Another beautiful quality of our holy Imam is that if someone was standing there talking to him, he wouldn't lean upon anything while they were talking to him. If someone was upright, he would stand upright with them. If someone was sitting, he would sit with them. So it wouldn't be that a companion has come to talk to him and the Imam's sitting on the floor, or vice versa. He wouldn't lean up against the wall as some of us do with our friends, for example. They come and talk to us and we're leaning against the wall, we're turned our backs to them, we're not giving them the respect that they might deserve. Another beautiful quality of the Imam is that he would never call upon his servants or attendants in a bad manner or call them a bad name. Even if people mistreated him, he wouldn't respond to that with more disrespect or bad manners. One beautiful example of him always upholding good manners when talking to people or calling people is the one of him and his son Imam Al-Jawad alayhi salam. He would never call Imam Al-Jawad alayhi salam by his name. Rather, he would call him by his kunya or title, which was Abu Ja'far. Nowadays, our parents might call us names, or even us with our younger siblings, older siblings, in times of anger, in times when we're losing our patience with them, we might call them names. Whereas the Imam alayhi salam would never do this, even with his worst enemies, let alone with his family members. Inshallah, in the next episode, we'll be looking at a few more of the Imam's brilliant characteristics and qualities and discussing them briefly, giving examples of his life and examples where we can improve ours. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
متواصلة متواترة